from Wessex, the old county of Wessex, the ancient kingdom of Wessex, in Bournemouth, in southern England. I'm an Irishman in England, cursed with an English accent. So welcome back. We're just waiting for a few people to turn up and say hello like they did last time. I did a little test. Um, 3 days ago. Went live just to see what buttons did what, and I've got a slightly better idea of how it works now, and I may be able to present things a bit more professionally, and hopefully have a laugh somewhere along the line. And yeah, I don't know what I was going to talk about really. Went to a Poole Harbour Festival the other day. That was good fun. Poole Harbour Festival in Poole, which is about 5 miles from Bournemouth. It's the second largest natural harbour on the planet, apparently, and the world, in the world. And, it was pretty good. Went on the Friday, me and a buddy, we went on a Friday night, and then all Saturday night. And there was Queen tribute band and Abba tribute band, that was the best. Eminem tribute. Dave Pearce played, the real one, and Judge Jules played in the dance tent. There was a dance tent, there was a main stage where Queen tribute band was on, and we were really good. But the most fun was the Abba tribute band. And I've written songs since I was 13. I always thought it was a bit gay. Real men don't dance and sing to Abba. They're a bit gay, But times have changed, and you can be a man, you can be a straight man and dance to Abba tribute, and no one bats an eyelid now. You can wear a pink shirt and dance to singing Abba. It was good fun. A song is a song, and I've always thought that Abba wrote great songs, which they do, of course. They were great compositions. But when you see them live and you're quite a way back from the stage, and it looks like them, apart from the blonde one's a little bit plump, there they are. And they're all dressed up, just like them, and they pretty much sound like the record, like Abba would live anyway, in the heyday. So it was a very strange experience. For me, they were like live holograms, real live people, And it's great fun. So thank you for the music. I mean, jeez. So that was fun. What else there was Nirvana tribute bands as well. They were big on tributes. Coldplay tribute band. UB40, the real band, played on the Sunday night, but we didn't go on the Sunday. And Ali Campbell, the singer from UB40, he lives in Christchurch, apparently. I don't know if he's still there or not. But sometimes I heard years ago you could see him in the local pubs in Christchurch. And so he didn't have far to go. So what can I tell you about? There was 11 people there. And we've got 4 people. Hi there. 4 people. Hi there. Say hello in the chat if you want. And say hello. I'm Patrick Lynch of the Free Truth Show. You may know me already. I used to give talks on chemtrails, and I used to run a radio show, the Free Truth Show, and we talk about fluoride and depopulation and all lots of nasty things that are very, very real, and we only dealt in facts. I say we, it was just me. And I'd organise the odd demonstration in Ireland and awareness days, giving out leaflets and things. Organised a big chemtrail rally in RAF Duxford stuff. All on video, all there for you to see, and got in a Rothschild's face and asked him some very awkward questions, which was also quite entertaining as well. But I'm sure it wasn't without consequences. But man, did I get some views. And so I'm kind of known for that. That made InfoWars, actually. That made the main page stories on InfoWars. I sent it to Rob Dew so many years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And yeah, so I've been a bit out of the loop because my life turned upside down, lost my house, diddled out of my house, and that was a 3-bedroom house. And I found myself without a place to live for some time. And so I'm living in a hotel now until I get a bigger place or stay here for the year. So I'm like a long-term resident. And yeah, I came back from Spain after losing the house. I lived in Spain in Andalusia for about 3 years. Andalusia in southern Spain. Lived there for about 3 years and went to a rave, and that was the end of that relationship. She came back to England. I took over the casita. We're still friends. And hi, Fiona. And after about 3 years, I came back to do my motorcycle license in Salisbury. Passed that. Didn't get a motorbike. And in the meantime, when I came back, I met Jane, and we lived together for 8 years. English woman from Blackpool, and we had a lovely time. But she passed away last August, last year. So they had to sell the house and everything, the flat and everything. So I had to move out, obviously. I'd moved out a couple of weeks before. And so in the meantime, I stayed with some friends, or I was even in a tent for a couple of weeks. It happens. It's a very common story. Yeah. So, so I thought I'd do this again, just to have a bit of fun, have a bit of a laugh, and relieve the boredom. I don't know if the chat comes up there, does it? How do you get the chat up? Is there a chat? Say hi in the chat if you're or subscribe if you haven't already. There's a top bands button there. I'm not sure what the other stuff does. That's the mute button, I know. That's maybe to turn the camera off, I don't know. So we're just kind of working it out, really. And we're going to have some gin, some pink gin, and maybe a banana or two. And yeah, just saying hello, really. I did a live show about three or 4 days ago, and 3 days ago, and I took some clips from it. There was I was talking to a couple of people I knew from the old days when I did the show, and they were in the chat, and we were having a good old chat about old times, although we've never met in real life, as far as I'm aware. Well, I don't. And we were chatting away, so I made a few shorts. I made a few clips. I worked out how to make some clips as best I could. And they're on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, on the X account. I think it's Patrick Lynch, Free Truth on X. I'll somehow work out how to get the link in the description at some point soon. So if you click on some of the shorts, they may take you to the Twitter as well. So we took some shorts from the 3.5 hour show last time, and it's not going to be 3.5 hours this time. And I've got GB News up here. BBC pay £1,200 to people smuggler. And the undercover reporter gives cash to violent channel gang to gain access. Interesting. Monty Python, new set of stamps, Bank of England, blah, blah, blah. And we'll comment on various things that pop up there. Little talking points that were dictated to us, that were fed. And we can comment on it and see how the AI responds to that. Might be a few red flags flying up here and there. And yeah, so it's just a quick kind of 1 hour live show tonight. So if people are up this time of the morning, say hi, give us a like, give us a subscribe, send some love hearts. I don't know how I can do that. Yeah, everyone's doing it. It's a bit sad. And what were we talking about? The clips. I just told a joke about Eskimos. Probably racist. Don't know. Offend somebody somewhere in Iceland. Yeah, we talked about faggots, how tasty they are. I'll leave it at that. Opening a faggot bar and things, various faggots, cheesy faggots and stuff like that. It's all a bit tongue-in-cheek. Another pun there. Yeah. So, nothing against gay people. Just don't ram it down my throat. So there we go. So we're not racist here. I say we. because I've got multiple personalities, probably. What did you say? Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So we're not racist here. I'll just say that now. But as Theo Von might say, I do have a few traffic flare-ups now and again. So we're not homophobic. I say we because I've got multiple personality disorder, and I think I may be Napoleon, Jesus Christ, or any other kind of affliction or delusion of grandeur I can conjure up. All my friends, these ones. I'm kidding. Right. Yeah, not on antidepressants or anything like that. Just a bit of pink gin, very soon. And so we're not. Just to be very clear, I'd like to make it perfectly clear that we're not. I say we. We're not racist here. We're not homophobic. We're not anti-trans. Just leave our fucking kids alone. Okay. Now, we're just on the water for now. Bit of Chase Spring, bit of advertising there for Chase Spring. Might get some sponsorship if they're listening. So it's a bit of a chit chat, you know. So there's somebody lurking there. Do say hello. How do you get the chat box up? I'm going to push that button. See what that is. What does that do? Oh. Aha. Retouch, create, highlight, more. Flip. I think I'm still live. Let me know in the chat if I'm still live somewhere. More. Lighting, close. Green screen. Oh, I see. Right. Flip. No. So I don't know how to get the chat box up. What's that? That looks like a chat box. Chat filter. Community moderation. Community in moderation. No. Okay. What's that? What does that do? Cut me off last time. Retouch on. No, don't need to do that. On the lines. Yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. And that just flips it around the other way, I suppose. Yeah, that's the fan. Okay. I'm in a cage. Yeah, so the Poole Harbour Festival was pretty good. Apart from the manager of the dance tent nudging past me and boof. I think he was on coke or something. He was about 35. And as he walked off, I sort of pushed him in the back as if to say, how do you like those apples? How do you like those apples, huh? And I didn't notice, but he must have walked past me again and then got behind me and given me a right old barge again. So we're in each other's face then. I said, look, what are you fucking doing? What are you doing? Well, I'm the manager, mate. I said, that's why you think you can treat me like that, is it? Because you're the manager. I said, you're a bully. I said, you fucking motherfucking will fucking. But, you know, I was just close to him. I was going to go, oh, fucking, yeah, something like that, Scottish cuss. But, you know, obviously I didn't want to get thrown out, you know. And I thought, well, you know, how can I de-escalate this? I said, you're a bully. I said, you're a bully. You're not going to bully me. He said, well, you're a silly old C word. You're just a silly old C word. And I was like, yeah, clearly I am. What's your point? No, but we left it at that, you know. So, you know, that was the only trouble I saw that could have got inflamed. Apparently somebody was thrown out for molesting somebody. Some young girl was molested or something, or inappropriately touched. So they were turfed out. And I did see some young girls being thrown out because they had little bottles of vodka and stuff, you know, that they managed to smuggle in. Security was a bit lax. We could have snuggled about 5 bottles of vodka in, to be honest, down the back of our pants, up the jacket, you know, but we didn't do that. Yeah. Yeah, the festival was great. It was good fun. What else was going on there? Yeah, there was some good stuff. You know, the beer was like £7 a pint. You know, and it was card only. It wasn't cash friendly. There was only one Greek food stall that was cash friendly. Cash preferred, it said. I was like, take a fucking picture. You know. And I don't know what homeless people do now when they're begging for money because no one's got any cash on them. They're all card carriers or swiping their phones. It's all very convenient, isn't it? Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, there you go. Yeah, enjoy your slavery. That's all I can say. Yeah. So we're going to have some pink gin. Let's see now. Put that there. Oh, I don't have any lemonade. Don't have any lemonade. We'll just have a little drop of that. Just a little oomph-ta. There we go. Oh well, one for the pot. There we go, lovely. Got some bananas. Banana and pink gin. Nah, that's not going to work, is it? No. Okay. We've got one person there. Is that you, Swallow? Is that you, Swallow? Let's see now. Oh, lemonade's gone. Okay. Yeah, lemonade's gone. Well, that's no good, is it? Alright, okay. A little bit of water there, leave it running for a bit. Where I am at the moment, you have to leave the water running for like 3.5 minutes, apparently, because it's an old hotel and it's lead-lined pipes, which is nice. Apparently lead makes you very aggressive. There was something I was watching yesterday about serial killers in the 60s and 70s. And where they lived, there was lots of lead in their water. And this woman on Joe Rogan, she found a correlation between like serial killer activities and where they grew up. lead in the water makes you very aggressive and violent, apparently. But so far, I seem to be fairly on an even keel. So let's see how that goes. I like Theo Von. He's a funny guy. You know, he was on stage doing stand-up, and one of the clips was so a friend of mine got bitten by a gay guy. So we'll see how that goes. You know, I was actually bitten by a transvestite some weeks ago on the face here. I was in a nightclub and there was these two Brazilian chaps with a fantastic rack of boobs, I must say. And we happened to be talking, you know, because we found it quite interesting, like, really? To talk to them, just to see what planet they were from. And they were dressed to the nines, you know, all very buxom, shall we say. They had very manly figures, you know, and they were so pissed. And they had huge teeth. Both of them had huge gnashers, you know, which wouldn't be great fun, would it? You know, down there and stuff. And for some reason, he bit me on the cheek like that. I thought he was moving in for a peck on the cheek or something. I was like, oh, whoa, but I just felt this, you know. So I don't know if it's catching or not. You know, I happen to be very straight, and I don't know if it's catching. You know, it's just Theo Bond's joke reminded me. You know, is it catching? I mean, how is it like a zombie thing? You know, can you catch gay? Can you catch homosexuality? Is it catching? I don't know. Does it kind of transfer? You know, like the vaccine shedders. You know. People who've had the vaccine, apparently they shed, and you're more in danger being in contact with somebody who's been vaccinated now than if you'd not been vaccinated. So the unvaccinated are kind of in jeopardy from the shedders, as they call them. They shed various stuff. You know, AIDS enablers or something. So, you know, is it catching? How would it start? If you got bitten by a gay guy, like I was, on the cheek, these ones, what would you call that? Would it be catching? Would you? How would it start? Would it? You know, you find yourself standing there like that, and your friend would say, "Buddy, what are you fucking doing? What? Well, you got your hands on your hips for? It's a bit gay, isn't it? Oh, did I? Oh, I didn't. That's funny. I don't normally do that. And then half an hour later, you're like, oh, hello. Big gay clap. You know, how quick would it be? You know, but as far as I can work out, apart from this sort of gay sort of lisp I've got, that's from lack of teeth and a car crash. I'm getting some implants soon, but you can't take them all out at once, you see. So I've got one left, and then otherwise you bleed to death if you take them all out at once. That's my story anyway, and I'm sticking to it. Pinching's not too bad with water, actually. Pinching's not too bad with water. This is me without glasses. There we go. Is that better? Can't see you. So how can we get this chat up? Because maybe it only turns up when people chat. There's 2 people there. I might be one of them. 5 likes already. That's strange. Thank you very much for the likes. Do subscribe and send me lots of love hearts and things, and however if I can do that thing. Yeah, so if somebody would like to type something in the chat, if that's possible. I haven't turned chat enabled off or anything like that. So if somebody could type something, maybe when something is typed, that's when it turns up. Not sure. But anyway, here we go. 22 minutes we've been doing already. Really? Really? I can talk for 3.5 hours? No, not tonight. Just the 1 hour. And maybe the odd pun. So there we go. Today, the weather. Let's talk about the weather. The English like to talk about the weather because they're too embarrassed to talk about anything else. Generally. And if they do, it's all shop. You know? So it... Wow. Jeez, I hope you haven't got your headphones on. That must have been painful. There we go. There we are. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay. There we go. Comfortable? Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll carry on. Yeah, the weather has turned here in the mouth of the Bourne. Yeah, the weather has turned. It's getting a bit chilly in the evenings now. You have to kind of get your jacket on. And in the mornings, it's someone described it as fresh. So there's a definite turn. After that tail end of Storm Floris that we got, the big storm that hit Scotland, apparently Northern Ireland parts of Northern Ireland were without power. You know, there's a definite change in the weather. Usually you get thunderstorms sort of around about the 15th of August. Oh, sorry, no, that's the south of France. But yeah, as the weather starts getting a bit cooler, you get the slurring already. Oh no, too much saliva. As the weather gets cooler and the warm fronts meet the cold fronts, you get thundery kind of clashes, you know, thunder and lightning. Great, love it. I go outside when it's thunder and lightning just to recharge my batteries. It's great being down the beach. I'm about 5 minutes walk from the beach. It's fantastic. What the fuck is a front? Does anybody know? It's a front. It's a front group. What is a warm front? And what the fuck are squally showers? They expect us to know all these scientific terms. A front. It's an affront to my intelligence. See what I did there? Yeah. So, you know, I've been watching a lot of comedy, a lot of stand-up, and I've always fancied having a little go. And I did a 20-minute kind of audio in the style of a stand-up. You know, like used to, in the old days, Billy Connolly would like release records of his stand-up, you know. But it was just a record. You put the vinyl on, you put the needle to the record, put the needle to the record, put the needle to the record, dance, dance. And, this audio would come up and you'd have to visualize Billy Connolly on stage or something, or however you wanted to picture it. So I kind of did a YouTube video. It's on YouTube. It's called Never Spoons. It's about 20 minutes long. And, there's general social commentary about life in the 80s down in Poole in Dorset. Just life in the 80s, having a cigarette outside Wetherspoons, and the sort of characters you meet. Yeah. And, you know the one. You go out for a cigarette, you're like, oh, God, and your peripheral vision is suddenly enhanced. Don't talk to me. You just get this dark energy on your peripheral vision. You can just sense someone's vexation of their spirit. Like, don't talk to me. You're all right, mate. You having a good night? Oh, yeah, I tell you what, though. I'm give you my life story. Some people are rude around here. They don't talk to you, do they? They're rude. They ignore you, like, don't they? And you're like, yes, mate. Yeah. Bye. And other times it's lovely. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, have a bit of a crack, but generally about 50% of the people you meet outside Wetherspoons for a cigarette are fucking stark raving nuts. Dark nuts, Yeah, so I like comedy. I like Theo Barn. I like his stand-up, and some of his, a lot of his podcasts, I don't know how he does it, he's just so natural and effervescent and bubbly and inventive. He must think about what he's saying before he goes on sometimes, because it does seem like a bit like he goes into sort of stand-up mode, But generally, I admire that kind of southern drawl, I do like. I'm partial to that southern belle drawl, Yeah, I mean, he just makes the most mundane things, Theo Von. He makes the most mundane things funny. You could talk about anything. The other day he said, I was watching a short from, must be a couple of years ago. He said, I'm not racial, I'm not racist, but I might have a few flare-ups in traffic, but generally no. No, he was talking to a black guy. He might say something like that, and I thought, I don't use the M word, I won't use it. But if I'm being chased by a gang of black guys and I know I've gotten clear and they can't catch my ass, it might slip out then, when I know they can't catch me. He pushes the boundaries, doesn't he? He pushes the boundaries, and now people are a bit more comfortable about talking about their race, because it's been so weaponized that you don't say anything in case it offends somebody somewhere. That mind control has gone on so long. There's like a weight lifted now. The wokeness weight has been lifted, and we can be sensible and take the piss out of ourselves like we used to, together. It's nice. We can examine the differences, which are funny, in people that marks us out as individuals and what makes us what we are. But we don't take ourselves too seriously about it, and we're able to home in on various aspects of different people's cultures and have a laugh. Yes, it is banter. Yes, it is being sociable. Yes, it is a wind-up. Yes, it is taking a piss. That's what's funny. I don't mean like 1970s funny. I mean generally, Yeah. So apologies if people are chatting in the box there, chat, because I can't see one. What does that do? No, it didn't do it before, did it? Chat filter, top messages. Chat filter. What if I click on that? Top messages, all messages. Oh, just all messages, there we are. So that'll invite the spammers in, will it? But I still don't see it. I still don't see the... I still don't see the chat box. Damn, dog. Damn, dog. Yeah. There's quite a few stand-up comedians I like. There's some real good ones out there. It's starting to get interesting again, where you don't have to worry about things so much, you know. It's starting to get funny again. Because a lot of comedians were complaining, weren't they, about having to come up with more comedy, finding it harder to come up with comedy writing, because the world outside was so bizarre you couldn't make it up anyway now. Yeah, they're running out of material. But no, there's plenty. There's plenty of material left, and especially with the new generations. You know, they haven't heard the old jokes. Yeah. Like, you know, the old silly jokes, like, why is there no television in Afghanistan? Because of the Taliban. You know, younger generations might not have heard those jokes. You know, the silly dad jokes. Fantastic. We like that sort of stuff. That's my peacock. Yeah. There we are. Isn't that lovely? A little peacock there. It's very cute. It's an ancient symbol of immortality. Well, I plan to live to 100 at least. I've been training my brain since I was about 18. So the body will follow, mind over matter and stuff. It's an ongoing experiment. So far, it's not that well. It's not going that well. But, you know, 100 in spirit, 100 in mind. 250 in body. Yeah, that's the plan anyway. Isn't that annoying? I don't know if people are chatting in the box or not. What are we up to? 32 minutes, 26 seconds. What did I do today? Oh, very little. I walked along the cliff top and looked at the sea as I was walking along the cliff top on the west cliff. And I walked up to Lansdowne, and had a bite to eat. Met my best friend, and we had a bit of a laugh. We had a bite to eat and a cigarette. And then I walked back into town, had a coffee in the Wetherspoons, had 4 cappuccinos, or pattuccinos as I like to call them, and just hung out, chatting to a couple of guys I knew, having a bit of a laugh. There's a guy riding around Wetherspoons on his bicycle all night, playing music on his bicycle, you know, all night, from about 7 o'clock to about 11 o'clock, riding around Wetherspoons, round the block, round Wetherspoons, round the block. Oh, strange. Yeah, he looked of sort of African descent, North African descent, and he looked as mad as a bag of snakes. Harmless enough, I suppose. If you're not riding on the pavement at top speed on an e-bike. Yeah, very strange, very strange. He's going to get dizzy. And there was a girl that hangs around with the homeless people in Bournemouth, and she rode her bicycle into Wetherspoons tonight, and then rode it back out again, which is very odd. Obviously, that wasn't allowed. Strictly no bicycles policy. Blind dogs only. Yeah, they only allow blind dogs in. What use they are to the owners, I don't know. They can't see a damn thing. But hey, blind dogs must have a purpose, you know. Reinforcing stereotypes or something, I don't know. Oh, that's true, because, you know, every day you see strange stuff. The other day I was in Bournemouth Gardens and this guy had a knife, and the police were asking him very nicely to throw the knife down. And eventually he did. And he kind of put his hands up, you know, okay, and put his arms behind his back even, and was very very submissive, and they were just putting the cuffs on him, and another copper jumped over the fence and smashed him in the cheek with a taser gun. You know, and then sat on him, as you do. But, I had very little sympathy for him anyway. It wasn't a textbook arrest. I will say that. That's on my ex account, by the way, if you want to see it. I filmed it. I was just sitting on the bench. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. And some young teenage lad, he was holding his face while he was talking to a couple of cops. So I think he'd either wouldn't give him any money, or he tried to force money out of him or something, showing his knife or something like that, which is obviously why the police were called, perhaps. So although it wasn't a textbook arrest, it was a bit old style. It was a bit 1980s style. I didn't have any sympathy for the guy anyway, waving a box cutter around. What are you going? What can you do? What are you going to do? What can you do? So that's it's all getting a bit crazy. There's a big protest outside this migrant hotel this weekend in Lansdowne, which I shall probably attend, but only in a journalistic capacity, which will probably get me into more trouble than just turning up there, really. Because they're going to face scan everybody, aren't they, and do biological techniques on them or something. Biometrics, sorry. Yeah. So, I may report on that as a citizen journalist or something, In Spain, I was called a journo. Oh, you did? I said, yeah, I've done a bit of radio and on the internet and stuff, and about news stuff. Oh, he's a journo. Oh, listen, everyone, he's a journo. I knew there was something wrong about you, mate. Yeah, he's a journo, Nobody give a shit. I never really thought myself as a journalist, but that was his way of trying to turn people against me, I said, you're a devil. And he looked at me like, we were at this bar, neighbour, And I said, that's right. I said, you're a devil. Because my mum used to say it, and it used to freak me out. Oh, you're a devil. I'm like, oh. And he, you know what? He put his drink down. It must have had a full pint or something. He hadn't finished it. And he just silently walked off. Never came back. It's like I touched a nerve there or something, Well, if you're demon possessed, how would you know? And then suddenly you realise you are, or you might be, or someone thinks you might be. Damn, I've been exposed, or someone's seen through you. You know you are, but you're. It's not a real thing, but something's going on these days with people, There's something taking them over. Yeah, my guess is it's probably technology, It's probably technology, who knows? Voice to skull, technology or something. Voice to skull technology. Who knows? We know it goes on. Yeah, so perhaps people aren't demon possessed. They're just run by a program. Yeah. Well, we're looking at about 40 minutes now so far, aren't we? But, yeah. So the pink gin is flowing. I think I'll just have one. Just one for the show, One for the road, one for the show. And welcome back. And strange I can't see the chat box, isn't it? Wonder how I would do that. There's a little arrow down the bottom here. If anybody knows how to get this chat box up, because it was fairly automatic last time I did it, send me a comment on my latest video or something, just to, if you know how to get this chat box up when you go live on YouTube. Thank you very much, and thanks in advance. Thank you in advance. Now, what have I got planned for tomorrow? Oh, lunch. Lunch at 12 o'clock. And yeah, and then an evening meal about 6:30. We're going for an evening meal somewhere. Me and a buddy of mine. Yeah. We go to the bridge. That's a good place. Yeah. As you can see, I'm a Liverpool fan. This is my Mr. Liverpool, Mr. Liverpool, Mr. Man mug. Been a lifelong Liverpool fan. Apparently Alexander Isak is coming to Liverpool, but I haven't confirmed that yet. I'm not sure if that's real or not. If it is real and Isak comes and Florian Wirtz is playing together, that should be quite something with McAllister and Salah and oh my God, Van Dijk. Fantastic. We might even win the Premier League title. Oh, we did that already with stacks of points clear as well. Yeah, didn't we win it like a month before the Premier League finished? Any non-Liverpool fans out there, especially Manchester United fans, that are maybe offended by that reminder, screw you. It was brilliant. You can play better. Yeah. How about gelling as a team, Manchester United? Have you tried that? Gelling as a team. Modern strategy. Team gel. Try that. Because Liverpool certainly gel. Oh, I put them up. So, yeah, I'm kind of running out of things to say, really. And no one's here anyway at the moment. I see. We did have like 11 people, and then it disappeared very quickly. But that we've got an extra like there. Thank you very much. Not bad for the second show. But that was a test. So is this the official first show of the Free Truth Show? Returns. Yeah, I suppose so. I'm Patrick Lynch, by the way, of the Free Truth Show. This is the YouTube channel, and I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter. The link will be provided when I work out how to do it. So, I'm not a professional podcaster by any means, but it's nice just to be able to muck around and say hello to people, because it's better than watching the telly. I'd rather communicate to people and have a little bit of entertainment, a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh. And Prince Andrew is to lose royal status. I thought they did that already. Yeah. And Prince Andrew to lose space, royal status, reputation. What was it? Sorry, yeah, royal. Insiders claim Prince William is prepared to take action once he becomes king. What kind of action? Well, he's going to make the FA slightly less corrupt. Oh, right. UK and France have signed new returns deal. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're working very closely together. Closer ties. What have we got here? 2 in the chat. Or is that me and somebody else? Presumably that might be Swolo Swaggins or Solo Dog. If you're there, hello. God, where is this chat box? How does one do it? Okay. I'm going to ignore that. Excuse me. Gesundheit. Es ist mir Einwirkungen Ihre Bekanntschaft zu machen. Es ist mir Einwirkungen, Ihre Bekanntschaft zu machen. Yeah. I'm very pleased to meet you. Welcome back to the Free Truth Show from the ancient kingdom of Wessex. Yeah, let's do an intro that we can make a clip of. Should we try that? Yeah. 3, 2, 1, you're live. Welcome back to the Free Truth Show, broadcasting live from the ancient kingdom of Wessex, where there's lots of archaeology and a Jurassic coast and it's 7 miles of golden sand. Come here on your holidays, because I get some kind of commission every time you do. Thanks. Click a like and subscribe and tell them where you saw the advert. That's not going to work, is it? Okay. Tourist information. Yes, I accept your job with full perks. Thank you very much. How nice. That's an extra few pennies, isn't it? Yuki. Oh, we're going to have to get... Come on, let's get some promotions. Some promoters. Should we sell products? We could... there was a water filter system company that said, next time you send me an email saying, shit, who was that? Send me an email saying, if you start broadcasting again, because I said there wasn't, if you start broadcasting again, we'd be happy to be your sponsors. Might get a free water filter out of it. That'd be good. You know, I don't know, cannabis soap or something. I mean, soap for cleaning yourself, but made out of cannabis. You know, cannabis tinged soap or something. Water filters, only ethical stuff. You know, bonds and shares and stuff. You know, everyone. Only ethical stuff. So, you know, pays the bills on it. You don't have any. Yeah, so let's try that again, shall we? Let's clip this. 3, 2, 1. You're back in the room. Welcome back to the Free Truth Show, broadcasting live from the ancient kingdom of Wessex. We are live on YouTube, live. I'm Patrick Lynch, your host, your one and only host, except for the other 16 personalities that have been identified so far. We are non-racist, non-homophobic, and all-inclusive. We are sustainable, environmentally aware, and David Attenborough is a depopulation psychopath. How low will you go? Now, how about that? That'd be a good one? Yeah, we'll do another one later. So I need a clip, an introduction clip, you know. I've got a piece of film that my friend made on his computer. And as an intro background thing, you know, like a spooky kind of, ooh, Doctor Who type intro. Ooh. Yeah. What time is it here in the morning anyway? Just in case you're watching in America or somewhere, or Australia. 03:53. 03:53 in the morning, so nearly 5 to 4 in the morning. So perhaps I should be a bit quieter given that I'm living in a hotel. But there's nobody in the next room this evening. That's nice. And the door's shut there. So, I am Mr. Corduroy. I have corduroy trousers and a corduroy hat. And it says, focus only on me. Yeah, it's kind of working. I look like a failed disc jockey from Radio Caroline. Evening, chubby checkers. This is Lex 2, this is Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody. Just made a new film, mate. It's 35mm bungers. Yeah. So, you know, hopefully there's a heat wave coming. It's a heat wave. Woo-oo. You know, big gay clap. Yeah, there's a heat wave coming, and it's going to be hot again. Apparently so. 27 degrees or something, you know, and wouldn't that be lovely to have summer back? Because I haven't swum in the ocean yet, in the sea, in the English Channel, in the English Canal, yeah, in Dimanche, in the sink. I haven't been in the sink yet, so there's still plenty of time. Because I can swim now, I'm quite a strong swimmer. I haven't been most of my life, but I practiced while I was in the south of France. That was lovely. That sounds a bit pussy, showing off that I lived in the south of France, but I did. I worked there for like 2 months. It was lovely. It was too hot. It was just as hot as the southern Spain, but absolutely steeped in history. From the Romans and before, right up to World War II, bullets in the walls as you're going around, you know. Fascinating. I worked on the border in Monton, which is on the Italian border, which is very nice. Yeah. And I've seen a bit of Nice. Nice was a nightmare, like playing Al-Qaeda reggae in the square. You know. And someone tried to steal my bike and followed me around all night trying to steal my bike. Yeah. So I bought a tent the next morning and fucked off and went camping in Nice. Very nice. Sorry. No pun intended. I got to the camping place. I remember there was this French woman, because there's a lot of French people in France. Not so many now, if you go to Paris, you know. But hey, they're all there. It's yeah, inclusive, diverse, multicultural, monoculture. Anyway, yeah, I got to the camping place and there was a big picture of a wolf. You know, we are here sort of thing. And I said, there's wolves? Because I was planning to go in the woods the next night, with my tent. I said, are there wolves here? Oh, yes, but they are not the dangerous kind. Well, I said, when is a wolf not dangerous? Do they remove all the teeth or something? Come on! I've got a thin bit of plastic between me and a wolf. But generally, I know they stay away from me and stuff, you know. They generally don't hunt you down in packs. Not in Europe, anyway. Yeah. So that was an experience. And one of the biggest thunderstorms I've ever seen. Fantastic. They have big thunderstorms there around about the 15th of August. They always have the same. It's like clockwork. 14th, 15th of August, bang. Big old thunderstorms. Yeah, and I worked in a chateau, an aristocrat's chateau in the kitchen garden. I was the kitchen gardener, which is perfect. I was living the dream. And they were, what were they? Victor Hugo. They were his, they were his descendants. And the woman, Marie, because I worked with a brother and a sister, Marie, she was dating Larry Lamb. And I was sitting down having lunch with Larry Lamb, him of EastEnders fame. Not name dropping, because I didn't know who he was. I didn't watch Gavin and Stacey, he's in that, and EastEnders, and the Hatton Garden film, Hatton Garden jewellery heist film that he was in, Larry Lamb. That wasn't produced yet, wasn't released yet. He was telling me about it. But I didn't, you know, I said, don't you watch EastEnders then? I said, oh, you're an actor. Anything I might know? He said, yeah, EastEnders. He's a nice guy, you know. I said, oh, I don't really watch. I never really watched EastEnders, you know. I haven't watched it since the 80s, you know. Oh, right. Oh, I've done EastEnders, this and that and that. And perhaps he said Gavin and Stacey, I don't know. But I hadn't watched that either. I always thought that was a bit silly. But he's great in it, you know. And the next time I saw Marie Hugo, she was an artist, very nice lady, bit of a control freak, but squeeze 8 hours out of you when you're only supposed to be working 3. Hey, she was fine. Lovely lady. She, next time I saw her and Larry Lamb was when Larry Lamb won I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I know this is all cultural mishmash, inconsequential cultural stuff, but it was just interesting. I sat talking to him, having dinner most days, lunch most days. I'd be working in the kitchen garden, and then he was walking along the bridge with all the ticker tape going up and everything, and fireworks and stuff. And Marie, the woman I was working for, met him on the bridge. He'd won I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I was like, holy fuck, wow. Crazy times. Where I was working, it was beautiful. It was a lovely old chateau. They had peacocks in the garden, and it was a lovely kitchen garden. Yeah, happy times. I should have stayed there, really. They did say to me, you could always stay here, because I had another job to go to. I was doing like help-ex, so I didn't want to let them down in case the website sort of gave me bad reviews or something, And but it's getting a bit warm now. Trump team meets Putin. Excuse me. Hundreds of protesters set to descend on London this weekend. Palestine action protests continue. Oh, get a life. Get a life. They're usually paid protesters, aren't they? Yes, there's a genocide going on. No, we don't need paid protesters stirring up trouble and inciting hatreds of Jewish people. Yeah. Or stop the oil protests. It's pathetic. I mean, I don't know how much they get, but I hope it's worth it. To sell your soul to the devil. Yeah. Useless idiots. Useful idiots. That's the one, isn't it? Well, we're coming up to 57 minutes now. It's time to say goodbye. It's just an hour show today. And I just wanted to get a bit more of a grip on what these buttons do. I'm scared to touch them in case it all goes wrong. But I'm going to do, maybe tomorrow or a bit later on today, I'm going to do like a quick 10-minute live show and set it to private just to find out what all these buttons really do and what more I can do better for your entertainment, so I can be a better content maker. I'll be a content maker. Yeah, I'll be a contenter. I should have been a contenter. Look, Ma, I'm on top of the world. I could have been somebody. I could have been a contenter. Damn, dog. Damn, dog. Well, it's time to say goodbye from me. And it's good night from me, because I don't see anybody else here. And, yeah, just acting a bit nuts, trying to be a bit fake and entertaining. I should just be myself, really, shouldn't I? I should just be myself, really, shouldn't I? There's no point in being fake, just to get a few content views, get a few likes, and a few hearts and stuff. Why be fake? Just might as well be yourself, isn't you? Because really, I'm a Brummie. And, I'm quite proud of it, really. I shouldn't hide it, should I, really? Shouldn't hide it. The thing about Brummies, right? They always sound so fucking pissed off. They always sound so fed up, don't they? They could win the lottery, right? They could win the lottery, and still sound like they're really pissed off. Like, I've only gone and won the lottery, haven't I? Needs a bit of work. So, it's good night for me, because there's nobody else here. And hope to see you again soon. Drop a like and a comment if you viewed it somewhere at some stage, and say hello, and let me know where the chat box is and how I can get it working, please. Thank you very much. I just realised I should be looking up there when I'm talking to you, rather than looking down there. My face is up here, you know. Well, good night, folks, and, well, good morning, 4:04. And it's good morning from the Free Truth Show. I have been your host, Patrick Lynch, and I hope to see you again soon. Good luck now. Bye-bye. I'll start a poll. Oh, that started a poll. Yeah, there we go. What does that do? We'll start it. I can't remember how to turn it off. See, this is why I need to practice. Practice makes perfect. No. Okay. Create post. Oh my god. How do you turn it off then? Oh, good hell. Close. No, well, that's just that. Right. Flip, mute, hide live video, retouch. No. Green screen? What the fuck? Ah, there we go. There's a big X button up there. No, that's be stop. Gotcha. Toodle pip.